Hello everyone! Today I'm reviewing the Dog Tarot by Lynn Kott, and this deck is very notable to me because it is made by the same people as the Cat Tarot deck, which I reviewed in a previous video. And my cat deck is the first deck I ever had, and I don't know if I would call it like my favorite in terms of like the design or its guidebook, but it is the one that I like use the most. So I was in like a bookstore with two of my friends and I saw this dog tarot deck on like the shelves and I got so excited. So this deck, it's a very big deal to me, but throughout this video I will not be comparing it to the Cat Tarot deck that much because I feel like that would feel like getting compared to your sibling. Not that the tarot deck as an object would care about that, but I'm just gonna review the deck for what it is and not compare it to the Cat Tarot deck that often throughout the video, but I just wanted to point this out because it's very, very special to me. But anyways, let's get into it. So this deck has, it uses like one of my favorite media. It uses watercolor and ink. I have a soft spot for art that's done in watercolor and ink, which, you know, is pretty common for tarot decks, but I appreciate it. And something about this deck is that in order to put its cards in the context of the dog, it like represents all of the suits and like dog things. Like wands are represented by sticks, swords are represented by treats, pentacles are represented by toys, and cups are represented by leashes. Yeah, which I think that's a nice touch. I think that whenever deck creators adapt their suits to like their theme, I think it's interesting to see like the ways they go about it making sense, because it would not make much sense for a dog to be around like actual swords. So I support what this deck does in that regard. But yeah, so I guess I will show the back of the cards. Yes, I like this design. Something about this shade of blue is just so like pleasing to me. I don't know like why, I just love it. And it is not exactly the same upright and upside down because there's this like faded part that's emulative? I don't think. Evocative. I don't know. That's I'll just say like this is kind of like a signature basically of like the watercolor style that this deck uses. So I think it adds like kind of a nice charm, even if it's not like exactly the same when you like flip it. But yes, on to some cards that I think are really pretty. So this is the Seven of Cups card. I just love this dog's facial expression, and I love the koi fish and like the ripples in the water. And then this is the Four of Wands. I really like these flowers and I like these leaves. Yeah, like the different shades of green, they go nicely together. And then Justice. This dog is just really cute. I like the flowers. And then the King of Wands. This dog is also really cute. I just love like the lion costume. Oh, and the Two of Cups card is really sweet. I'm a very like love-oriented person, so whenever I get a new tarot deck, I always keep an eye out for the Lovers and the Two of Cups specifically, just because it's interesting to me to see how like various decks represent that sort of like loving union. This deck does a good job. I like the Two of Cups in this one. Oh, and this is the Ace of Cups. I think it's really cute. Just like the dog and the person establishing their bond for the first time. Oh, and the Queen of Cups, she looks very like peaceful, and I love like the design of the plate. Oh, and Judgment. I love this poodle. Oh my goodness. I love this poodle so much. I had like a New York accent for a second there. That was weird. Like a Long Island accent. Anyways, yeah, I like the design of this poodle. Oh, and the Six of Cups is really cute. And I like it when people represent the Six of Cups by having like an adult and like either their kids or like perhaps just like a younger version of themselves. I think that's a nice way to represent what the Six of Cups is. And then the star. I love dogs that are shaped like this. That's just a little fact about me. Like greyhounds, whippets, borzois. Borzoi is my favorite dog breed just aesthetically because they're really pretty. Anyways, yeah, I really like this card just because I'm biased towards dogs that are shaped like that. But I like this star. Oh, and the Hierophant. This, honestly, this card might be my favorite one in the deck. Like, the coloration of the dog here, it just looks so, like, rich, and the dog looks so cute when it's, like, asleep, and I love the stars that are up here. This is a very beautiful card. And the last one I picked out for one of my favorites is the Wheel of Fortune. One, I like what it's depicting, just like a dog chasing its own tail. I think that's a funny way to depict like circular motion in the context of the dog. And also this dog is just this dog is really cute, you know. One thing I will say, which who am I to tell these people how to create a tarot deck? I think it would have been more interesting maybe if like the suits were represented by what they actually are like throughout the dog tarot, like if there was like a stick here, a toy here, a treat here, and a leash here. But I don't know, maybe they tried that and it was too like visually busy. This works too, by the way, like especially just because this dog is a great centerpiece, so it's not that big of a deal. But yeah, so some cards that I think were really clever in the deck was the Death card being represented by fireworks and the Devil card being represented by a cat, which this, let it be known, this is the only time in this video where I'm going to compare this deck to the Cat Tarot, but the Cat Tarot does a similar thing. In the Cat Tarot, the Death card is a vacuum cleaner and the Devil card is a dog. So one, I think that's a clever way to like represent these concepts in the context of the dog, and two, like the fact that the Devil is a cat in this deck and it's a dog in the other deck, it just creates like a cool partnership between the decks. At least I think so. Alrighty, so on to the guidebook. Something that I think is really fun about this one, or maybe not like fun, woohoo, but like something that I think is interesting, and this is also true for the cat deck. Sorry, that's my second comparison to the cat deck in this video. But sometimes when you're like reading the interpretations of the cards, you find that like the interpretations, at least to me, they sometimes end up giving advice that isn't really typical for what the card means. Like, for example, for the Ace of Swords interpretation, which another good thing this deck has is its interpretations stay within the context of the dog a lot, which I think is fun. It gives the deck some like nice personality, and I can talk about that more in a second. But yeah, so like for the Ace of Swords, yes, okay, it's like a dog after a treat, you are totally focused on your goal. When all your brain cells are pulsing in harmony because you know what you want, you run, not walk, down the path. Just remember that speed requires precision. Jump at that bone too quickly and you may sink your teeth into a hand by mistake. I feel like these last two sentences are just like the author speaking to like the current, basically, because I feel like the way this starts is more typical for what the Ace of Swords represents, and like by the end they're just like giving you like general advice, which, you know, I think is nice. I think I don't know, this deck, like this guidebook, it stands out to me for that reason. And another one I wanted to point out was the Death card. So the Death card interpretation is change is good, but if people say it enough, does it become true? Does telling you that those pesky sky explosions won't touch you actually make you feel any safer? Maybe not. Only experience can do that. Trust that not only can you make and embrace transformation, but that you'll benefit greatly from not hiding under the bed and avoiding matters. Yeah, I think that's just, yeah, like they go into like what the death card means, and then they just like give you advice basically. Which that isn't true for like literally all of the cards in this deck, but it's something that I notice whenever they utilize it. And also, overall, I really like this guidebook. I like how there's like a blurb at the beginning, then like upright and reverse interpretations, and at the beginning there's some example spreads as well. Yeah, so it's a very good deck overall. And I think I've covered everything that I have to say about it, so yes. Overall, love the deck, love the art style, love the guidebook. It's a great, like, companion to the cat tarot. Yes. Okay, well, that is all I have for you guys today, so thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time.